So season 3 of Exo Kitty is like it's out now, isn't it? But either way, by the time this video is out, the season is already either out or about to be out. I don't know. I don't know how they're releasing it either. Every platform and every season or like show is a little bit different now. All I know is it's Netflix, so fuck knows what the fuck Netflix is doing. They seem to just either release them all at once or like in season halves. So I don't know. I don't know anymore, you know? Either way, for those of you who also have been enjoying Exo Kitty, I wanted to just do a little roundup for you of all of the gay shit. All the gay shit that's been going on in Exo Kitty in season 1 and 2. Just to remind you, because I did not realize quite how gay Exo Kitty was until I watched it recently, because that's the other thing. I'm apparently also psychic. I forgot about this show until I've had a little bit more free time recently, had a little bit more time to kind of relax. A little bit more time to myself to like actually watch some TV shows by myself. You know, sure, whilst I do some other things, whether it's sorting out packing my shit for moving or collaging, journaling, you know, other things that I don't necessarily always have to watch every single moment of the TV show, but also when I'm trying to rest myself so I can just lay and watch the entire thing, or like when I'm getting ready to go out, because I have been trying to go outside more and be social. For anybody who's following other social medias, I am on my quest for love. It is not going well, don't worry. It is not going well. If I were to write my own TV show, it would sell and do very well on Netflix. Don't you fucking worry. Very good plot fodder. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is wrong with people? Anyway. Where was I? You know, the chaotic bisexual trope is chaotic bisexualing in it. All I gotta do is just go outside and go to some events, literally 2, and fucking hell. Fucking hell. But yeah, I didn't really know it kind of got gay immediately. Yeah. Obviously, spoilers for anyone who's interested in actually watching this. Maybe about 5 minutes in, you might want to tune out if you don't want to be spoiled too much. But about 5 minutes in is maybe like a good quick gist of the show and some of the gayness, you know. After that, it is just spoilers and recapping, basically. I didn't want to recap everything because Jesus Christ, again, chaotic bisexual is chaotic bisexualing, while she's also just generally got a bit of a chaotic family. Wasn't going to cover all of that, you know. I'm just, whilst I was enjoying all of that, my certification is in chaotic bisexual. Here is my chaotic bisexual card. You know what I mean? I'll leave everything else up to other people. Yeah. If you wanted to, though, you can go and watch my reaction video to season 3 that I posted, I think, earlier this week. Again, I have no idea what time is. Anyway, with ADHD and having been off my meds for like over a year at this point, but also trying to plan content. I don't know what's going on. Like, I've been filming shit so far out of order. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Where am I? Also, it's autism month, mate. It is autism month. Just so you know, unrelated to this video, but I just wanted you to know I'm also autistic. In case you're new here. Anyway, on we go. In season 1, we kick it off. We kick it off with basically, obviously, from the like whole universe of what the fuck is that like film series called? To All the Boys We Loved Before. She's the youngest sister. Also, anybody want to see Margot? I fucking love that actress. Can we bring her? Can we go and see her in London? Can we go see her in London? Or is she in Scotland now? I don't know. Either way, can we go see Margot doing something? I love that actress. I want to see her do some shit. Anyway, sorry. It's the ADHD. So yeah, Kitty's the youngest sister. So she never really got to know their mum. As kind of part of a way of getting to know their mother, she goes to attend a school in Korea called KISS that her mum went to for a while as well. I did get a bit lost at times with some of the lore about this because I don't think I watched the like third or whatever film in the To All the Boys I Loved Before series. I didn't even know who the fuck Day was. Who is this boy that she has gone to Korea for? No idea. Never met him. So I think I've missed a lot from that last film. You really don't need to see those films at all to get enjoyment from the series. There is minimal references, really, but there are a lot of comparable stylistic choices made and writing choices made. Kitty is on her way to Seoul in Korea to surprise her like 3-year pen pal boyfriend that she's got a scholarship for, I think, a semester, which sounds kind of crazy. What do you mean a semester? I don't know how this scholarship scheme works. I think you're not supposed to question it. She turns up, nearly gets run over by the hottest woman in the world. Don't worry, guys. I looked this up in my reaction video. She is older than me. And she is so fucking hot. Her and Minnow are older than the fucking Australian teacher who shows up later. By the way, I did not include that in my reaction video because I didn't check. Did check it in editing of that video. He was born in like 96. No, 98. Yeah, 1998. So he's like a couple of years younger than Minnow's actor. And like 4 years younger than Yuri's actor. Like, wait, 6? I don't know. I can't do maths. I'm gay. Anyway, so yeah, don't worry about it. If I talk about those three being hot, it's fine. Just as a quick side note, those are the three that I have crushes on. Just want you to know that. But yeah, they are all reasonably age appropriate for me, but especially those two. So just wanting you to know, we're all good. So yeah, Yuri's driver, who is actually Day's dad, runs Kitty over. So Yuri gives Kitty a ride to school. Yuri has a girlfriend who they got caught at home. Like, I think, whose home was that? I can't remember if it was Yuri's home or Juliana, Yuri's girlfriend's home. I think it was Yuri's house. They got caught by a cleaner at one of their houses. Like embracing, I think they said. So they are in trouble for that. So before everyone knows who Kitty is today, Yuri gets Day to pretend that they are together to try and convince everybody that Yuri and Juliana are just friends. So we've got some fake dating going on. We love the tropes, which I also talked about, so romance tropes. There's probably a lot of those in this whole show because this is just a long extension of like a romance film, basically, when you think about it. But we do find out that Yuri's mum sent Juliana away. Yuri's mum is the head mistress of KISS, the academy they all go to. Crazy. Imagine just sending a fucking kid away from school because she's fucking gay. I mean, obviously, the culture is different. I am not commenting on that. I live in England. And England hates gay people enough as it is, you know? Literally no legs to stand on here. We meet Day and his friends. Minnow is the one that apparently sucks. Q is the cute gay bestie. So Q is our cute queer guy friend from America also. Kitty hooks him up with his crush, Florian, who I fucking hate. He is just some like droopy French guy, and I hate him. He's boring, and he just has miserable divorcing parents, and he just has no personality, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm glad season 1 went the way it did because in the club of, I think it was Minno's birthday party where Yuri was DJing, Kitty got too drunk because I think it was Florian had access to alcohol from somewhere, like I can't remember where. He was like topping off all of their cocktails all night with alcohol. And for some reason, Florian and Q were getting really annoyed with Kitty for being annoying when she was drunk. And it's like, my guy, you got her drunk at an alcohol free party. That's your fault. Like, you should be pissed yourself, bitch. And then, yeah, they just proceeded to be really useless friends to her that evening. Yuri later then, like, had to fend off a gross guy who was trying it on with Kitty again after, like, he was being a dick. Because I think there was, like, a good moment in the night where Kitty showed that she was actually, like, a girl's girl. Like, even though her and Yuri weren't friends, this guy who was trying to get with her started like bad mouthing Yuri, and Kitty was like, fuck you, bitch. I am not having any of that shit. Fuck you. And Yuri heard and was like, oh, that's nice. I appreciate that. We're gonna be on good terms again. Maybe Kitty is not a bad person, because like this was the weird thing as well. Yuri was very hostile with Kitty from the start. Not really sure why. Yuri, you're gay. Day's not even your real boyfriend. Why? I don't. Yeah, I never didn't really understand that plot line of the hostility created between the two of them. Didn't It never made any sense. But yeah, so like he came back to apologize to Kitty, like, you were so right. That was like such toxic masculinity of me. And because she was then so drunk, she was like falling for it, and he was like, no, bye. Bye, bitch. No, you don't. And then she like helped her, was like, eat some food, have some water, like try to sober up a bit. Kitty accidentally texted the wrong person about the party, called one of the teachers who's the Australian guy because she thought he was her brother. So basically told two members of staff about this party and dobbed in about alcohol being there, even though it was technically an alcohol-free party, because apparently it's very, 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 very bad. I don't know, I can't remember what the word is. Like, it's a very serious offense for minors to drink alcohol in Korea. So they came to like break up the party. But before that happened, Kitty was watching Yuri DJ. Where's my voice gone? Kitty was watching Yuri DJing and like started getting sapphic sparkles. At some point, Yuri tells Kitty that it was all fake with Day, and they start being nicer and friendly together. Because of this like big party that was broken up, they all ended up in detention on Saturday, and that's when the two of them sneak out of detention to go to this teacher's house because they're trying to investigate their mums. Their mums were friends in school when they were both at KISS. They're realizing one of the mums had a secret child when they were at KISS, who was this Australian teacher. Fucking hell. And I think it was with this teacher doing the detentions. They're looking at the detention teacher's house. So they sneak off there together and they have to hide in a closet. And it's like close quarters, and there's like sapphic sparkles, gay awakenings. At least for Kitty, I don't think Yuri has like realized any of this yet because she's still so like fixated on getting Juliana back, finding out what this secret is that her mum's been hiding forever, so that she has something to like hold over her mum and be like, see mum, you're not perfect either, bitch. Stop being homophobic. We find out as well Florian's grades are shit. Initially, we think he's cheating on Q. Minnow and Day catch him with an older guy who I don't know if he is like an older student or like used to be a student, but basically when Q confronts him, finds out, yeah, I was cheating, but it wasn't on you. It was on my exam. And he was like, that's worse. I feel like everyone was kind of overreacting a little bit on that because I don't really think cheating's the worst thing you can do. However, I do kind of think cheating to the point that you are the absolute highest mark in the whole school is crazy. Because for one, is that not obvious? Is that not obvious that you're cheating? But then also for two, in this particular circumstance, Day's scholarship basically depends on him being in that top position. So Q has to either report Florian for that, get him expelled, or Day possibly loses his place at school that he can't afford to pay for himself, obviously. So he reports Q. No, Q like fuck me. Q reports Florian. Good riddance. He was boring. I don't think they had anything in common, honestly. I don't know. They were just so dull. At some point in all of that as well, Yuri helped Kitty kind of get back together with Day, but there was still like some like sapphic sparks going on.
Speaking of sapphic sparks, I forgot to include this part. I think I just forgot when this came, but Yuri teaches Kitty how to do traditional fan dancing because Kitty's grades are also shit. Her and Florian are of the same kind. And basically, that angry teacher I keep talking about, whose name I can never remember, said that he's putting on a talent show and everybody who does a traditional talent of some kind well gets like a grade boost of some kind. So obviously there's some one-on-one time between Yuri and Kitty learning the fan dance because Yuri learned this fan dance as a child. So yes, lots of additional one-on-one Sapphic Sparkle time. Fantastic. But this also eventually leads to more Day fighting Minnow. Day is always fighting the wrong person. He's completely oblivious.
So Kitty and Day then were dating for a while, but Kitty's like, oh, whilst I've been wanting this literally for 3 years, and whilst I've been here for however many months, I now have a fucking crush on somebody else that I think I have to explore, especially because it's like a sexuality thing. It's not just, oh, I fancy some other guy. It's not just me being fickle. It's me like having a fucking identity crisis. So like she does date him for a while, but she has this like constantly in the back of her mind. And I think this is a great thing to include, honestly, because I think it is different and it is quite difficult to have to consider, because yeah, I'm sure she did love him and did want to be with him, and the whole situation was ridiculous. The fact that they didn't get to be together like she was expecting it to go, and you know, fake dating, that's not going to happen in real life to prevent you from being with somebody you love. There might be maybe some other reasons that might have happened to prevent you from being with them, but yeah. So eventually she does end up talking to Day, explaining why as well, and breaking up, because she does say that she's conflicted about her crush on Yuri, and she says it's not fair to him either to stay with him when she has this crush. So it's not that she necessarily wants to dump him for Yuri, but she feels like she needs to try and like work out whatever's going on here. But also when she does that, Yuri also gets her girlfriend back and she gets to go to school with her again in season 2. Throughout all of season 1, Yuri's barely been able to speak to Juliana. I'm not really sure what the agreement was between Juliana's parents and Yuri's parents, but something must have been set up so that like Juliana's phone must have been like disconnected or something crazy like that. So like they barely were able to speak. The only way that they were even able to communicate at one point was thanks to Kitty speaking to her sister Margot in, I think it was London at the time, London or Scotland again. I think she's been in both places, who found where Juliana was staying and her contact details. That's how Yuri was able to actually speak to Juliana for the first time in months. The fact that then season 2 starts and kind of carries on for quite a while with Juliana having like a really bad attitude problem. Again, makes no sense. And I will note here, it's very interesting that this was like a writing choice to make. The one black girl they have in this show, particularly a queer girl, is considered like nasty and angry, or has been written in as nasty and angry, kind of quite unnecessarily. And yeah, this is sort of my main criticism for the show, to be honest, because like not only does it not really make sense to the plot, it is quite stereotypical. So yeah, Kitty does manage to return to Kiss for another season, another semester. That's the word. Kitty does return to Kiss for another semester as an out bi girly. She's like, yeah, so I took time to myself. I'm bi. Kitty is still trying to get over Yuri. Yuri is still with her girlfriend. And then they're all sort of assigned new dorms, because that was the other thing. Season one, she was living for the most part in boys' dorms because they assigned her wrong, which makes no sense. What do you mean they assumed you were a boy because you used two last names and they just didn't bother to read your first name as Catherine? No, that doesn't fly with me. Shut the fuck up. They didn't read. What do you mean? There's no sex marker on your application form when you're applying for a single sex dorm? What do you mean? I feel like you're lying. Fake news. Bullshit. You know? Shut the fuck up. And then they did correct it, but then she was living with some. Anyway, that's irrelevant. That was season one. Season two, she's living with, initially anyway, Yuri, Juliana, and then some other girl, a new character who joins this season. But that's because nobody knows Yuri and Juliana are a couple, which again makes no fucking sense. Everyone knows they're a couple from last year or the year before. Yuri's mum no longer works there for some reason. Like the actress just fucked off, just disappeared. She's like, see you later, mate. I don't want the paycheck anymore. She's like, I'm good. Don't worry about it. The man who has taken over that job role as well is literally the man that Yuri's mum had a secret baby with. So it's like, surely he knows. I feel like you're all lying. So that none of that made any sense either. I was just like, no, you're all fucking bullshitting me. I feel like as well, I don't think Yuri's mum would have just like agreed to that and not told anybody. You know, like that doesn't make any sense. So like that's the initial situation.
There's also this other like subplot this season with Yuri and her mum, where basically like her mum's kind of accepting of her being gay now, but also not really, where she keeps kind of telling Yuri to not tell this family member, this family member, this family member, but she's okay with her being gay, just don't tell these family members. And it's all kind of like context for the arguments coming up with Yuri and Juliana for the rest of the season, because Juliana's not particularly empathetic to the conflict going on there and the struggle that Yuri's having with that. It was basically agreed that her mum was trying to protect her from unkind comments and homophobia and stuff. You know, not the best way to go about it, but they could understand the reasoning. So it was kind of, by the end of the season, it was about what Yuri wanted to do. You know, did she want to agree with her mum and do what her mum was trying to do, or go about it her own way? And why Yuri does keep going to Kitty with that struggle and then trying to work out how to resolve that problem rather than just cutting her out kind of thing. I also forgot about that because I think it's kind of a convenient subplot to kind of deal with the fact that the actress is not involved with the show anymore as well. So yeah, it is kind of also relevant to the dynamics going on between Yuri, her girlfriend, and Kitty as well.
Yuri's girlfriend is initially like really nasty to Kitty all the time, when Kitty is actually very like nice all the time, like annoyingly nice as well though. Like she would have pissed me off. And it's just also weird as well that Yuri never really acknowledges Juliana's attitude and strange vibe and weirdness and the weird horrible things she's saying to Kitty. She does occasionally, because there was a conversation being like, you would have never ended up back at school with me if it wasn't for Kitty. We would never have been able to get back in touch if it wasn't for Kitty. The whole thing with getting back in contact thanks to Margot and all that sort of thing. Like, she was our biggest like supporter. She's like the main reason why we are like together now. So why are you acting like this? But it's just like, I don't know, kind of brushed off a lot. It just seems a bit strange. And again, like I said, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It does seem to just be an assumption with no actual evidence for it. Like, I know you can base it off of vibes, and I totally get it as like an autistic person where I'm like, there's just a vibe that I'm not enjoying, but it's sort of just like, this is just outright like nastiness with no reason for it. And again, like I said, this is my main criticism of the show, is just a bit like, this is not a well written character arc for her, to be honest. It's quite a stereotype, which is a shame. But yeah, as well, like, they have this connection, Yuri and Kitty, because of their mums. A lot of the time, the only person that Kitty can speak to about that is Yuri, because her mum knew her mum when her mum was here, or like occasionally the Australian teacher, but not really, because is he was like the consequences of some actions here. Like, doesn't mean he really knew much about it. Doesn't mean he knows either of those women. And the guy who was involved with that, who's now the principal, is not really the most approachable man to ask those kinds of questions to. Kitty tries to be a good friend and a good roommate to everyone, tries to ignore the nasty comments, whilst also trying to just get over Yuri, but she then also accidentally says very loudly, as the principal is walking past, about Yuri and Juliana being together. So that splits them up in their like living situation. So Yuri is living at home. I think they just have like an empty room there then. Kitty also meets this really cute girl when she's trying. I can't remember what the situation was. I think she was just trying to make it not look so weird when she turns up to do something else. But she meets this girl called Pravina, who's kind of a little bit alternative-ish, like very lightly very lightly alternative. But she's another new girl, and everyone goes to a queer club. That's not where they meet, but like, that's where they kind of that's sort of like a did she invite her there? I can't remember. They keep trying to go on dates, but the dates keep getting ruined because Kitty doesn't have any fucking boundaries around Yuri. And she keeps blaming it on, oh, she's my friend. It's like, your friend can wait. Your friend has a girlfriend and other friends. Maybe now's not the time to go running after her. She's probably fine, But she does it every single time her and Pravina go on like a date together. So yeah, they are at the queer club and they're having a good time. But then that happens, ruins the night. Q meets his running rival at the queer club and is shocked. Shock horror. But they start seeing each other secretly. Kitty knows, obviously. She don't care. But the reason why it's secretly is because his rival bullied Minnow and Day back in the day. So yeah, it's under wraps at the moment. Yuri and Kitty kiss after they watch a VCR videotape of like their mums from this like capsule, trying to find out more about Kitty's Korean family, because that's one of the other things. She's trying to find out more about her Korean family to go meet them and like rejoin and heal the families of the side that went to America and the side that stayed in Korea. And then things got weird. They didn't really talk about it. They were just sort of like, no, let's just pretend that never happened. Haha. And then just never acted normal together ever again. They all then went to a cabin in the Snow Mountains. Very beautiful. Very, to all the boys we loved before. Very, very familiar. They are also all snowed in by a storm over the weekend, so they can't do shit. A love letter that Kitty wrote Yuri after her bi-awakening is passed around. Where did this letter come from? Nobody knows. Nobody knows it's from Kitty though either. She didn't sign it. She didn't sign it to or from anyone. Weirdly enough, I don't know. That's very bizarre. So people keep thinking it's like for them from a certain person, and everyone's wrong until eventually someone's like, I think that's Kitty. I think that's Kitty and Yuri, bitch. Q had also snuck his boyfriend up there to the mountains, but he's eventually discovered because obviously he's stuck there because of the storm. And everyone is cold. And basically, because of all of this drama with the love letter and shit, everything comes out. Everyone's broken up again. All of the sapphic couples, anyway, are broken up again. Pravina's pissed, obviously, because this is like the third date she's tried to go on with Kitty, and it's like, fucking hell, mate. Like, what? Why is there a love letter that you've written, Yuri, here? Like, fuck my life, man. What is the matter with you guys? But yeah, everyone is pissed. Nobody wants to be around each other. There was a really funny quote. I can't remember what part it came exactly, but I quoted it because I just thought it was funny that Kitty says to Q on point, because he's asking about her interest in Minnow, because Minnow is clearly interested in her, and she's still like in all of the girl sapphic girl drama. I have moved on to explosive love triangles with girls. Yes, you have. Also, throughout most of this season, there is like a weird tension going on between Minnow and Day about Kitty as well. Day is still like trying to get over her, whilst Minnow is coming to terms with having a crush on her. He made his move on her when they left at the end of season 1. Day finds out something about that. So yeah, basically they also have like a friend breakup at some point in this season, and they're like pissed with each other. But yeah, Yuri spends most of the rest of the season pining after Juliana and being a bit pissed that she's not like come back or not accepting her apology. But also doesn't give Kitty the time of day either. She's talking to her like newfound stepbrother, not stepbrother, half brother about this, and he's like, Yuri, you sound like a really entitled spoiled brat, I'm not gonna lie, my guy. He's like, you're talking about this girl like she is something you own and not a person, and like she owes you something and not like you hurt her feelings, you know? And she's like, you might be right, but Juliana and Pravina end up start dating. And honestly, I was starting to wonder about them, because we go through a long period of time just not even seeing Pravina anywhere. She just disappears. And I was starting to think, like, you know what would be a great like little twist of events if we see Juliana and Pravina dating. And I was pleased to see that happen. I will be mad though if they change their minds in season 3. I have a feeling they're going to. But I hope they don't. I'll be really, really upset by that one. Q this season seems to have like a healthier relationship going on with this new boyfriend, because like there's more communication going on. Their relationship initially starts off in kind of like a bullying-esque situation where they are kind of like trying to outdo each other, kind of like fucking each other about, pulling pranks that aren't really like pranks in like a nice fun way. They're more like pranks in like a really horrible way. Like Q's clothes were like 2 times too small to wear running, things like that. And he wasn't able to try out for the team or something like that. But like he had like a conversation about it. Like he confronted him about it quite early on, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought that was like our thing. I misunderstood. Like, I'm like, my bad. Like, and I'm sorry that this is now like my thing that I'm now doing instead of you. If I could undo it, I would. He also then goes and injures himself eventually anyway, and Q does take his place. And this is actually where he's like, oh, you know, actually, I don't actually like running. I don't want to be a runner. and I'm really happy for you, Q. I'm so happy that you get the opportunities that I almost took from you. So yeah, go you, girly. I'm gonna just like go have fun. I'm just gonna go do shit because like I think his dad was an Olympian or something. So like he just went into running because his dad also did. His dad just did too. So like they just seem to be happier, enjoying things, having a good time, being a bit more able to like have that conversation. And then, oh yeah, I think at the lodge they did have like some conversations with Minnow, and Day as well about like the bullying thing from when they were kids too. So then, like, yeah, he passed the vibe check. Kitty can't make up her mind who she wants to date still because it's like Pravina, then Yuri, then Mino. True bisexual chaos in this show. And the season kind of like settles on her like kind of choosing Minnow. But I think mostly because like Yuri and Pravina took themselves out of the equation. And Minnow was just kind of still helping her out with things and was still hanging around. And I just don't think Kitty ever reintroduced Day back into the equation. So I don't think Day ever knew men were back on the table. So I feel like, I don't know, would Day be interested again if he knew? I think maybe. I think he's always kind of waiting for like the okay. But yeah. So those are all the gay things that happen in season 1 and 2. At least that I remember. I may have missed like some minor details. If there's anything specifically that I missed that you think was really important, let me know in the comments. Because I did add some things that sort of came to mind as I was going through it. It's like a messy little queer bi chaos TV show basically. It's a fun time. It's relatively low stakes. Everyone's just kind of a mess, you know. Nobody's very good at like talking or doing anything they say they're going to do, and basically nobody has parents. Like I know she talks to her dad in season 1 because she like almost goes straight home. I remember her talking to her dad in season 2. But yeah, so this was my video talking about all of the gay shit that's happened so far in season 1 and 2 of XO Kitty. I will be watching season 3. I don't know if I'll be watching it right away. I've got a lot of shit going on, guys. A lot of shit's going on, you know? Busy, busy, busy. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think might be happening in season 3. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.